Have you noticed something lately? Everything feels strange, not bad, not good. Just different. The world feels quieter, heavier, and certain. And most people can't explain why. But what if this feeling is not random? What if it's a signal right before the new year? Stay with me, because understanding this feeling could change how you enter the next year. Between Christmas and New Year, time feels different. The usual hustle and bustle slows down. The endless noise of our daily lives, the constant stream of notifications, meetings, and obligations, finally pauses. And when the world goes quiet, your own thoughts get louder. Suddenly, there's space. Space to think. Space to feel. For many, this quiet space is unsettling. It's in this stillness that we start to notice things we've been too busy to see. The subtle shifts in our relationships, the dissatisfaction with our careers, the nagging feeling that something isn't quite right. Do you feel unusually reflective or restless lately? If you do, comment yes below. You're not alone in this. This is a collective experience, a global pause where the underlying currents of our lives rise to the surface. It's a unique window of time where the external world stops demanding our attention, forcing us to turn inward. This period is a magnifying glass for our inner state. What we've successfully ignored for months suddenly becomes impossible to overlook. The silence amplifies the whispers of our intuition, the things we know deep down but haven't had the courage or the time to confront. It's not just you, it's a rhythm of the year that many people experience but few truly understand or utilize. So, what is this strange feeling really? It's not confusion, anxiety, or sadness, although it can certainly feel like that at first. This strange feeling is awareness. It's your mind and your intuition finally catching up with reality. For 11.5 months, we run. We chase goals, we meet deadlines, we perform. We build our lives on routines and distractions that keep us from having to look too closely at the foundation. But in this year-end quiet, the scaffolding comes down. You're seeing your life clearly, perhaps for the first time all year, without the usual noise. It's like the fog lifting to reveal the landscape as it truly is. You see the paths you've taken, the places you've gotten stuck, and the mountains you still have yet to climb. This clarity often feels uncomfortable before it feels empowering. Why? Because clarity demands action. It shows you the gap between the life you're living and the life you want to live. It highlights the compromises you've made and the truths you've been avoiding. This isn't a negative thing. It's a gift. It's your inner guidance system recalibrating, telling you, hey, pay attention. This part of your life needs a closer look. It's the raw and filtered truth of your current situation, presented to you without judgment, just as a fact. This awareness is the first and most crucial step toward meaningful change. Naturally, most people don't like this feeling. It's uncomfortable. It's disruptive. It brings up questions we don't want to answer. So what do? They escape it. They instinctively reach for their phones and scroll endlessly through other people's highlight reels. They pour another drink, turn the TV volume up, or fill their calendars with social events to avoid being alone with their thoughts. They create noise to drown out the silence. It's a defense mechanism. We think that if we can just distract ourselves long enough, the feeling will go away. We believe if we can just make it to January 1st, the clean slate of the new year will magically solve everything. But it doesn't work that way. Distraction is a temporary fix for a deeper issue. It's like putting a bandage on a wound that needs stitches. You might cover it up for a little while, but the underlying problem doesn't disappear. In fact, it often gets worse. What you avoid now will demand your attention later. The universe has a funny way of making sure we learn our lessons. The issues you sweep under the rug today will become the crises you have to deal with tomorrow, only they'll be louder, more urgent, and much harder to ignore. So, let's get to the heart of it. What is this feeling trying to warn you about? This feeling is a spotlight. It's pointing at something unfinished in your life. It's pointing to that difficult conversation you know you need to have but keep putting off. It's highlighting the career change or the personal habit you've delayed for far too long. It's illuminating the truth about a relationship or about yourself that you've been actively avoiding. This feeling is not here to scare you. It's here to prepare you. It's an early warning system from your own intuition. It's saying, look at this. Acknowledge this. Deal with this now, while you have the quiet space to do it thoughtfully, before it becomes a problem you're forced to react to in the middle of chaos. Think about it for a moment. When everything is quiet, what keeps returning to your thoughts? What idea, what person, what feeling keeps bubbling up to the surface, no matter how many times you try to push it back down? That's your starting point. That's what this strange feeling is pointing you toward. It's a message from a deeper part of you, a part that knows what you need for your own growth and well-being. It's not an enemy to be fought, but a guide to be listened to. I've seen this pattern play out so many times. Many people feel this exact unease in the last days of the year. They sense something is off, that a change is needed. But they ignore the feeling. They dismiss it as holiday stress or end-of-year fatigue. They choose distraction over reflection, and they enter the new year completely unchanged, carrying the same baggage, the same unresolved issues, the same quiet dissatisfaction. Then, a few months later, maybe in March or April, the very thing their intuition was warning them about blows up. The relationship ends abruptly. The job becomes unbearable. The unaddressed health issue becomes a serious problem. And in that moment of crisis, they say to themselves, I knew it. I knew something was off back in December, I just didn't do anything about it. That is the definition of regret. Regret is awareness that arrived too late. It's the painful realization that you had the information you needed, you felt the signal, but you chose not to act. The opportunity for gentle, proactive change was there, but it was missed. Don't let that be your story this year. You have the awareness now. The feeling is here for a reason. So, what should you do right now, in this precious window of time? The answer is simple, but not necessarily easy. Don't fight this feeling. Don't run from it. Instead, sit with it. Lean into it. Get curious. Treat it like a messenger who has traveled a long way to bring you a vital piece of information. Welcome it. And then, ask it questions. Grab a pen and a piece of paper, or open a new note on your phone. Find a quiet moment, even if it's just for 10 minutes, and write down the answers to these 3 powerful questions. First, what in my life needs to end? This could be a habit, a mindset, a relationship, or a commitment that is no longer serving you. Be brutally honest. Second, what needs to change? This isn't about ending something, but transforming it. Maybe it's how you communicate, how you spend your time, or how you treat your body. And third, what deserves more of my attention? Think about the parts of your life you've been neglecting. Your creativity, your health, a specific person, your own peace of mind. The answers to these questions hold the key. They are the roadmap this strange feeling is trying to show you. Now, imagine starting the new year a different way. Imagine starting it clear, not confused. Calm, not anxious. Prepared, not surprised. Imagine waking up on January 1st knowing exactly what you're leaving behind and what you're moving toward. Imagine feeling a sense of purpose and direction because you took the time to listen to yourself when it mattered most. That is the opportunity in front of you right now. This strange, unsettling feeling is not the problem. Ignoring it is. It's the check engine light of your soul. You can either put a piece of tape over it and hope for the best, or you can pull over, open the hood, and figure out what needs your attention. The choice you make in these next few days will set the tone for your entire year ahead. If this message makes sense to you, if you feel that quiet hum of recognition, comment I feel it below. Let's acknowledge this shared experience together. And be sure to follow this page. I'll be sharing more messages like this to help you navigate this period and start the new year with clarity and power. Finally, if you know someone who has been feeling this way but can't quite put it into words, share this video with them. It might be the message they need to hear right now. Thanks for watching.